Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Life Lessons card of the Blasted Oak. And I really like the last couple cards ever since the Wanderer showed up and we started this journey. All right, you've crossed over. You've realized that fate and destiny is in your hands and changes that hand. Okay, and the other thing that you've really realized as well is that you're no longer tied down to the paradigms and the constrictions of the past. All right, because the lightning hit that branch, okay, or that branch was weak, and you're gonna fall. But even though that you're fallen, okay, your bindings are on fire. There is nothing holding you back. You are free to move forward. Okay, there's no constrictions, there's no restraints. Okay, in whatever's transpired in the past. Okay, and that could be in a relationship, that could be in your career setting, that could be in your spiritual development. Okay, you are free to move on to new and better things. Okay, yes, you're going to take some lumps along the way, as you're falling here, but you've got your arms out. Okay, you're ready to brace yourself for that fall and roll in, tuck and roll. Okay, and with that, you're going to get up, you're going to brush yourself off, and you're going to move forward. Because when I have this card down, it's actually you are actually falling into the future. Okay, so it's looking towards the future. And I don't even, if you look at this as in a relationship, okay, 3 or 4 days ago, it could have been in that relationship that you're looking for guidance, you're looking for leadership. Which way am I to go? I want to stay in this relationship, or do I want to stay, get out of it? And you talk to the two kings, the King of Arrows and the King of Bows, and they're giving you the advice of think things through clearly and have some passion for it, whether you want to stay or whether you want to go. And you made that decision one way or the other. Okay, by taking that leap of faith, by looking at it, saying, you know what, I'm going to stay in this relationship, I'm going to work at it, I'm going to do what it takes. And the wheel is there to look at it and say, you know what, you hold fate and destiny in your hands. You are the maker of that loom in that relationship. And as you say, you're going to stay in there, you realize, you know what, I'm going to talk to my significant other, and I'm going to make, talk with them about, or her about stuff. And, I'm going to try and do whatever I can to make this work. Okay. There are no limitations left on the table. There are no restrictions. There are no constraints. Okay. If we want to go on a trip, then boom, let's go on a trip. All right. Within reason. I mean, don't put yourself into debt over it. But, at the same time, it's like, what, let's make this stronger. Right. And if it's the other way, it's the other way. Hey, I don't want you in my life anymore. It's time that we move apart, move on, and that's a decision that you make. That's a leap of faith. All right. But again, that fate and destiny is in your hands. All right. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your spirit guides as you're moving forward. Okay. With the Blasted Oak, this is like a tower moment where it's going to happen, and it's going to happen quickly. All right. Like I said, in a relationship, in a career path, however you want to do it. And as we're moving into this week, there's a lot of astrological energy that's out there, okay? And especially Scorpio energy. And the way I like to look at Scorpios is, when you least expect it, they are going to sting, all right? So you always have to prepare for that. And yes, like I said, when you fall down out of this tree, your bindings are burned off. Okay, you're free to go wherever you want. You're free to go back to that relationship. You're free to go back to, the decision that, before you, left across, the abyss. But that's your decision. You're free to do what you want. You can move forward. You can move backwards. You can, ask Spirit for more guidance and continue path and continue on your quest. Whatever that decision is, okay, the main message out of this card is you're free. It may happen suddenly. You may have a sudden revelation around what's going on, but you're free. You're free of what was holding you to that tree, okay? And this is not the world tree. This is just a gnarled up old oak tree that, as you seen the storm coming, you wanted to lash yourself to it, okay? And, as you're lashing yourself to constraints and restrictions, you become more and more with part of that tree. And now that you're free of it, you can move on. You can keep wandering down your path to see what's ahead. So enjoy the freedom, enjoy the no constraints, enjoy the no restrictions, and just live free, okay? You've got fate and destiny in your hands with the wheel card. That's what the life lessons cards teach us. Teach us patience, teach us courage, teach us, knowledge and wisdom. Use that knowledge and wisdom that you've gained over the last, 9 months to move forward in a relationship, to move out of a relationship, to move forward in a new job, to move out of a new job, or into, out of an old job. However you want to do it, you've got everything at your disposal. Just ask Spirit, just ask the universe. They'll give it to you. So that's today's message out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, the Blasted Oak. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share with others, give me a thumbs up. And this is D for a Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Stay safe, everybody.